Good morning, good morning. I'm Steve Corral, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs at Southern Methodist University. And it's my privilege to welcome you to the university's December Commencement Convocation. Sure, yes, let's celebrate. Thank you to the Imperial Brass for that wonderful processional music. So will the candidates in the audience please remain standing for the invocation? And the invocation will be given by the Reverend Dr. Stephen Rankin, chaplain and minister to the university. Following the invocation, please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem led by Cliff Forbes, professor of voice in the Meadows School of the Arts.
Let us pray. O God, whose love will not let us go, we have been privileged to witness and to help develop the gifts and aptitudes you have given these students, soon to be graduates, standing before us. We thank you for the privilege of working with them. They have worked hard and learned well, and we take joy with them in their accomplishment. We are grateful to family members and mentors who have walked with our graduates as they have made this journey. May they feel the pleasure of a job well done. Today's commencement exercises represent a threshold our graduates are crossing. Give them grace, gracious God, for the next steps they will take. Continue to stir up their gifts and give them vision for their vocation. As we turn now toward the future, we trust in you to light the way. Help us to recognize your hand guiding, prompting, correcting, and urging. May all our work bear witness to your goodness. May our work make a positive difference in the world. And now we ask, O Lord, bless our proceedings. Give us ears to hear and hearts to respond to the encouragements and challenges we experience as we celebrate accomplishments and listen to our speaker. For the gift of this day, we give you heartfelt thanks. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose but light and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? The
Please be seated. Thank you, Professor Forbes. It's now my privilege to welcome the candidates for graduation and their guests to commencement, a celebration of the work and the success of the graduates gathered here this morning. I wish to also acknowledge our guests watching the simulcast of this ceremony in the Blanton Building, as well as family and friends watching the live stream of the ceremony across the globe. One of the great pleasures in being a part of this university community is the joy that we take in the success of others. All of us, trustees, students, faculty, and administrators, are part of a cooperative effort a search for truth, for meaning, for understanding, an effort culminating in intellectual, emotional, and spiritual growth. We wish you who are here or about to graduate the very best in the years ahead. We know you will always be a part of us as we will be a part of you. This university community is not located only here in University Park or in Plano or in Taos, New Mexico. Its true location is in the minds, the souls, and the hearts of all of its members, especially its graduates. I wish at this time to welcome today and celebrate those of you who have nurtured and sustained our soon-to-be graduates. Would the parents of the candidates please stand? And remain standing. And would the grandparents please stand? And the spouses and the partners and children please stand. And the close friends who have supported today's candidates, all please stand. Candidates, the faculty, administration, and trustees join you in applauding your supporters. Please be seated. I would now like to invite Andrew Udafa, student representative to the SMU Board of Trustees, to give remarks to our graduating students. Comments will also be made shortly by Michael Boone, the chair of the SMU Board of Trustees.
Good morning. Buongiorno. Guten Morgen. Buenos dias. Sabahu al-Khair. Good day, mate. I just greeted you in languages from various countries that SMU has afforded me the opportunity to visit in my time here as a student. These experiences have ranged from internships to study abroad, research conferences, and one of those countries may or may not have been for a spring break trip, but I'll let you guess which one that one was. I'm Andrew Udafa, and I have the great honor of serving as your student representative to the SMU Board of Trustees. My role in serving on the board is to recognize the student perspective and encapsulate it in a helpful way that aids the long-term planning and management being executed by the board and its standing committees. I graduated in May 2014 as a pre-med double major in biology and chemistry with a minor in applied physiology. Yes, similar to many of you, I tried to fit in as many majors and minors as possible that my credit hours would allow. Then in August 2014, I started my PhD program in applied physiology in the Simmons School. So my extended time here has given me a great perspective on what makes SMU such a great place to learn and grow as a young person. So first, on behalf of the students, thank you to the professors for the effort that you all have put forward in getting us to this point. Thank you to the staff and administrators who work so diligently on our behalf behind the scenes. Thank you to the parents, family, and friends that offered praise during our best times and support during our worst times. Family helps guide the individual by reminding us of our ideals and beliefs. The word motto is defined as a short sentence or phrase chosen as encapsulating the beliefs or ideals guiding an individual, family, or institution. SMU's motto is Veritas Liberabit Vos, which translates from Latin as the truth will make you free. This university has trained you in your areas of discipline and exposed you to a wide-ranging knowledge base. But a successful college education should also better acquaint you with yourself. Along your generous self-discovery, you've gotten the opportunity to learn and interact with others from a diverse array of cultures, backgrounds, and opinions. Please don't forget the lessons that you've learned here at SMU. Continue to value and respect others, work hard and show up early, take time to rest and re-energize for your health, and always remember, be free and live your truth. Thank you, graduates, and congratulations.
It's my pleasure, on behalf of the SMU Board of Trustees, to add our congratulations to each of you for your many great accomplishments that you've achieved here at SMU. You have much to be proud of, and you also have very much to be thankful for at this occasion. So savor every moment of this special time together in this great day of celebration. It's a very significant milestone in your life, to say the least. As you move forward from here, the Board of Trustees wants to encourage you to stay plugged in to SMU. Making the university stronger will continue to be our primary and major focus. SMU's ascendancy as a leading global university has given us great momentum for achieving our goals in the future. We are committed to pursuing a path of academic excellence. Toward that end, we ask for your continued interest in and support of the university. And let me wish you great success in all of your future endeavors as world changers. You have earned the right to pony up with great pride. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Udafa and Mr. Boone. Next, I wish to recognize our current and retired faculty. For over a century, the SMU faculty has taught, mentored, and inspired generations of students who, as alumni, have applied this knowledge to lead their professions and communities throughout the world. Our current faculty continues this valuable legacy for these students who are about to graduate today. Through all of their efforts, the university has been shaped by the faculty into an institution of distinction and impact. I now ask SMU's distinguished current and retired faculty to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Thank you. I also wish to acknowledge those members of the Board of Trustees who are with us this morning by asking them to stand and remain standing. Please hold your applause until all have been presented. Chair of the Board, Michael Boone, Gerald Alley, Fred Hagee, David Huntley, Bobby Lyle, David Miller, Connie Blass O'Neill, Karen Prothrow, SMU Alumni Board Chair Doug Smellage, Student Trustee Andrew Odafa, and the 10th President of Southern Methodist University, R. Gerald Turner. Will the audience join me in thanking these trustees and indeed all the trustees for their service to the university? Thank you. I would now like to introduce other individuals sitting on the platform who play an important role in the SMU community. Again, please hold your applause until all have been presented. First, SMU Vice Presidents. Brad Cheeves, Vice President for Development and External Affairs. Chris Regis, Vice President for Business and Finance. Paul Ward, Vice President for Legal Affairs and Government Relations, General Counsel and Secretary. Harold Stanley, Vice President for Executive Affairs. And Casey Majay, Vice President for Student Affairs. Also, SMU Deans and Program Directors. Gary Brubaker, Director of the Guildhall at SMU. Mark Christensen, Dean of the Bobby B. Lyle School of Engineering. Jennifer Collins, Dean of the Dedman School of Law. Thomas DiPiero, Dean of Dedman College of Humanities and Sciences. Craig Hill, Dean of the Perkins School of Theology. Samuel Holland, Dean of the Meadow School of the Arts. Stephanie Knight, Dean of the Annette Caldwell Simmons School of Education and Human Development. Matthew Myers, Dean of the Cox School of Business. Joanne Vogel, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Student Life. And James Quick, Associate Vice President for Research and Dean of Graduate Studies. Continuing with other officials, John Hall, Executive Director of Enrollment Services and University Registrar. Joe Kabilka, Associate Professor of Political Science and Platform Marshal. Joe Paperi, Director of Enrollment Services for Student Systems and Technology. Marjorie Rush, President of the SMU Staff Association, and Thomas Tunks, Professor of Music and Marshall Lecter. Will the audience please join me in recognizing these individuals with your applause? I would now like to recognize a very important member of our SMU community. President Turner's wife, Gail Turner. And as we proceed through the convocation, other members of the platform party will be introduced. It's now my privilege to introduce Dr. R. Gerald Turner, 10th President of Southern Methodist University and member of the SMU Board of Trustees. It is appropriate that this graduating class hear from our president, for your time here has been marked by SMU's emergence as a nationally recognized university under President Turner's leadership. President Turner.
Thank you. And I join the provost and others in congratulating all of you on your achievement today. A lot of graduate students also march across the stage during our December ceremony, and so those of you that are here as graduate students, we welcome you in particular because I know you're having to hear a lot of themes that have to do with undergraduates, but we know very well you're here. One group that hadn't been recognized overtly that I will, and that is the in-laws of all of our graduates today, those that are married. The in-laws are the most surprised people in the world that you're here. So congratulations to the in-laws too. As you graduate either with an advanced degree or a bachelor's degree, you're graduating at a time the world truly needs your contributions. Because as an educated person, only 25% in our country have a college degree. That leadership that you portray is important not only to you and your family, but also to this country. Citizenship, concern for the common good, democratic principles, and the rule of law are all ideas and ideals that in this day and time need to be reinforced and all be recommitted to them. They hold us together. Those of you that are undergraduates are about to receive and experience a whole different platform in life. Those of you that are graduates and coming out of one graduate degree or another, I hope that you have an expanded platform from which you can live and serve. But one thing I know is that there are going to be some changes, unexpected changes in what your future will be. And the extent to which you're open to those and prepared for those, we think we've done our part. If we haven't, come back and we'll work on it again. But that gives a nice segue into exactly who we have today as your commencement speaker. I'm honored to welcome Ken Hirsch as our 2017 December commencement speaker. Since 2016, he has served as the president and chief executive officer of the George W. Bush Presidential Center. The Bush Center, located on our beautiful campus, is comprised of the George W. Bush Institute and the Bush Library and Museum. The Institute focuses its efforts on developing leaders, advancing policy on domestic and global initiatives inspired by the work of President and Mrs. Bush. And it's taking action on a number of today's most pressing challenges. Ken is widely admired for his strategic thinking, innovation, and leadership in both business and nonprofit sectors. He and his wife, Julie, have made a very positive impact in our community through their leadership on various boards and their philanthropy through the Hirsch Foundation and their volunteer service. During a 2014 interview, Ken spoke about his strategy of keeping a steady pace in the boom and bust of the oil and gas industry. I don't like boom or bust, he told the audience. My motto is to be the fastest tortoise in the race. I think he won a lot of races. He built up Natural Gas Partners, a $150 million energy fund he co-founded in 1988, into the $17 billion private equity firm, NGP Energy Capital Management, one of the nation's most successful energy private equity firms, making investments in natural resources, and he currently serves as an advisory partner at GP. He's also served as a major advisor to the Carlyle investment firm since 2012. Prior to that, he was employed by Morgan Stanley, where he's a member of the firm's energy group. He's generous in giving his time and talents to worthy causes. He sits on some very interesting board of trustees, like the Texas Rangers Baseball Club and the Board of Overseers of the Hoover Institution. He's a member of the Council on Foreign Relations, the National Council of the World American Enterprise Institute, the Dallas Citizens Council, and many others. Locally, he serves on the board of the Communities Foundation of Texas, the Baylor Healthcare Foundation, and for a number of years, till 2015, he was on the board of St. Mark's. In fact, in 2015, he received their Distinguished Alumnus Award. He was born and raised in Dallas, and after graduating from St. Mark's, he attended Princeton, where he graduated magna cum laude in 1985 with a degree in political science. In 1989, he earned his MBA from Harvard's Graduate School of Business, where he graduated as an R.J. Miller Scholar, one of the school's highest academic honors. So will you join me in welcoming, as our 2017 December commencement speaker, Mr. Ken Hirsch.
Thank you, Dr. Turner. Thank you, Board of Trustees, Board President Boone, faculty and staff, friends, and these great graduates of 2017. These ceremonies are indeed interesting. We get to recognize the accomplishments of graduates in a ceremony that I always wondered why was so somber. Serene music, we march out in robes, we wear stiff hats that don't quite fit right, and they're not that comfortable. How do I look? Well, I'm not that comfortable right now, not only because of my outfit, but because my mom is here. I have an early memory of being in the upper deck here when she was on stage in 1966 to be awarded the first PhD ever bestowed on a woman at SMU. And now I'm down here and she's up there. What a difference 51 years makes. Mom, I promise to use good pronunciation and speak slowly. Also, in an era of disinvited commencement speakers, I want to thank you for letting my invitation stand. When Dr. Turner invited me, I was honored and a bit humbled, and then it sank in. This talk is kind of a trap. I want to say something memorable, even though I don't remember much of the commencement speakers of any of my graduations. Try not to be boring, since I'm the major speed bump between you, your diploma, a celebratory lunch with family and friends. Somehow I feel the odds are not with me. Today, I've already seen tweets about the ceremony taking place, and now I wonder, will this go viral? What if I am so boring that the talk will be searchable on YouTube under the most boring commencement speeches ever? Maybe I should insert a cat video, and that'll help it amplify my words. Or should I say something really shocking and with the board right behind me? Today, we live our lives in stereo, with sets of proverbial speakers, not only in front of us and behind us, but all around us. And originally, I did have a modest goal, just to end up not on the worst graduation list, especially also because my daughter is here. So to get us pumped up last night, she took us to see Star Wars, which is a great movie, but I won't give any spoilers, but I did need a little force to get through this. So I have dismissed the parental advice strategy, so I'm not going to say things trite like follow your dreams or don't be afraid to fail. I'm just going to tell you to be uncomfortable. Then it dawned on me, why try to avoid the embarrassment by playing defensively and to not have a speech live forever on the worst list, but rather aim a little higher, affirm a set of values, and aim for one of the best lists. So feel free anytime to pull out your phones, take a selfie with the podium in the background, hashtag be uncomfortable. It's okay if this goes viral. It's your day. Try not to be something like the most boring speech ever is really kind of easy. It's like playing defensively or not to lose. Similarly, it's easy to say what we are against, but it is much harder to say what we are for and stand up for that. It requires actually affirming a goal, a set of values, taking a stand, and it often makes us uncomfortable. Life does have discomfort, but your character is revealed on how you deal with it. Do you avoid it or minimize it? Do you respect and tolerate it? Or do you actually embrace it? Well, to make this assessment, it's important to understand my three versions of discomfort: the physical, the psychological, and what I call the transformational. First, with respect to physical discomfort, that one's easy. It's okay to try to minimize that one, unless, of course, it is critical towards a path of some greater goal. Physical training, for example, to build strength and endurance is clearly uncomfortable, but as they say, no pain, no gain. And so that is tolerable. Psychological discomfort is trickier. F. Scott Fitzgerald said that the test of a first-rate intelligence is the ability to hold two competing thoughts in your head at the same time and still retain the ability to function. In general, SMU is a pretty comfortable place. But the diversity here, as in our country, has no doubt raised some topics to a level of discomfort. The issue of speech on college campuses has become one very well-trodden topic, causing discomfort. Watching conversations here play out, you already understand the nuance of the situation that this country is finding entirely uncomfortable. Our country's long-standing experiment in democracy is having an identity crisis right now, trying to reconcile two somewhat competitive notions. How can I be both for the rights of an opponent and squarely opposed to his or her cause? You see, our American democracy works precisely because these aren't competing notions at all. In fact, they go precisely together. I am, as an American, firmly supportive of two groups peacefully assembling on opposite sides of the street to express their opinions about, say, race and inclusion, for example, provided that they behave in a civilized manner. Yet, as an individual, I can know exactly which side of the street I would line up on, the one standing strongly opposed to bigotry, racism, sexism, and anti-Semitism. If the marketplace of ideas gives its 15 minutes of fame to voices expressing reprehensible racist views, I am confident that the more they are exposed, the more fringe they will become. Indeed, sunlight is the best disinfectant. Just because someone's opinions, though, differ from my own, I am clear that that isn't grounds to claim a constitutional exception. But let's be clear, this discomfort is what we need to respect and not minimize simply because it is uncomfortable. This view of freedom of expression is a tough one, I admit. But if you think a democracy with protected free speech is uncomfortable, try living in a society where such freedoms are not respected. Discomfort is the healthy byproduct of a thriving democracy. What concerns me now is that when the subject matter becomes so objectionable that we want to shut it down, understanding that it's not a legal issue, but rather a normative one. Sometimes narrow-mindedness begins in a very subtle manner. Today, simply selecting where we get our opinions is the start of a process of shutting out opinions with which we don't agree, joining a crowded throng on the road to isolation without even knowing it. As Václav Havel teaches us that the tragedy of modern man is not that he knows less and less about the meaning of his own life, but that it bothers him less and less. Exposure to ideas and opinions other than our own is a way to actually respect that discomfort. We increase our understanding of the world around us by listening. We enhance our democracy by tolerating those whose opinions differ from our own. Just like a muscle that will not get stronger until it is pushed to a limit, our inner core won't become stronger unless it is tested. Part of the curricular goals of SMU education is to expose us to a diversity in the community of ideas and challenges. And it challenges our intellect, assumptions, and biases in order to define and strengthen inner core and tolerance. I am so proud of Dr. Turner and the SMU community who have navigated this issue so well, while other notable universities are still struggling to find the means by which they can embrace diversity of opinion. My hope is that you embrace this discomfort, listen to views that counter your own, and challenge the status quo rather than retreating to safe places. Please don't give in to the easy path of restricting freedom in order to avoid the uncomfortable. I am concerned that respect for this freedom may be eroding. Researchers Foa and Maunk recently found an alarming trend. Whether it be declining confidence in government or the changing attitudes toward the values of civil liberties, fewer than 30% of millennials today believe that it is absolutely essential to live in a democracy, versus over 70% for those born prior to 1940. Even more disturbing is a recent Annenberg study that found that 37%, almost 4 out of 10 respondents, could not name a single right protected by the First Amendment. More than 30% in the study couldn't name one of the three branches of the federal government. And distressingly, only 59% believe that religious freedom should apply to all religions. That means 41% of respondents believe that freedom of religion only applies to certain religions. Shocking. It's time for all of us to redouble our efforts as leaders to reaffirm the rights to be diverse and to respect that source of discomfort. As President Bush so eloquently said in his Spirit of Liberty address in New York this past October, being an American involves the embrace of high ideals and civic responsibility, he said. We become the heirs of Thomas Jefferson by accepting the ideal of human dignity found in the Declaration of Independence. We become the heirs of James Madison by understanding the genius and values of the U.S. Constitution. We become the heirs of Martin Luther King Jr. by recognizing one another not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. In short, it is okay to be psychologically uncomfortable. We should respect that. As SMU graduates, don't worry. You're equipped to handle that discomfort and can all be a positive, courageous voice when diversity of opinion isn't just tolerated, it is encouraged. If you disagree, there is a way to respond. As Justice Louis Brandeis said, the fitting remedy for evil counsels is good ones. I am confident in our ability to, as F. Scott Fitzgerald said, to hold competing views in our collective heads and function at the highest of levels. When I hear anti-Semitic pronouncements, I become even more motivated to make my actions speak louder and make an even larger, more positive impact. I had the power of action when he said, "What you do speaks so loudly, I can't even hear what you say." Or to honor Ruth Altshuler, a giant of a person who did so much for this community, who we lost this week at 93 years young, an inspiration of a quote from Albert Schweitzer that she lived by: "Example is not the main thing in influencing others, it is the only thing." Finally, the most exciting form of discomfort is what I call transformational discomfort. This is the ultimate luxury of a free society. As we progress through life, there are moments where change happens and we enter that unfamiliar, uncomfortable new phases of our lives. Whether a new environment, a new relationship, becoming a parent, or taking on new responsibility, this type of discomfort is required if we are to advance and mature. Of course, if we stay in our own comfort zones and avoid moving along these life's phases, we may never experience transformational discomfort. However, by your presence here today, you have already opted out of that group. From my own experience, I relished the freedom and opportunity and didn't just seek the comfortable. After growing up in Dallas, I went to college in the Northeast, which was quite foreign. I ended up in New Jersey, a Cowboys fan, halfway between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants home stadiums. And to boot, I was a fairly obnoxious Cowboys fan. But I went, and I was intent on going to law school. But not having a meal plan my senior year actually changed my life. I saw an ad in the Daily Princetonian for a shrimp dinner hosted by a firm called Morgan Stanley. And I had become good at finding free food around campus. I thought it was a law firm, and they offered a free meal, so that was a twofer. But when I got there, I was told that it was an investment bank. I had no idea what that was. I said, "A bank, like a checking account?" Because I had one of those. And they said, "No, their clients don't have checking accounts at Morgan Stanley." I didn't really understand it, but the shrimp was good. So I listened. I was intrigued. I had opened my mind and my mouth. I interviewed, got a job, went to New York City, very uncomfortable. Upon arrival, they put me in the energy group since I was from Texas. However, my folks were economics professors. Man, I didn't know the difference between natural gas and gasoline. There I was, a liberal arts student in a finance job focused on an industry I knew nothing about. Again, completely uncomfortable, but I dove in. And since that time, I maintain that if you aren't completely uncomfortable on your first day of a new job, you're in the wrong job. Put yourself out, set a hurdle, back up, run, and clear it. I learned about the finance side of the energy industry, and then after business school, I was fortunate to connect with a partner who thought it would be an interesting idea to buy natural gas assets since prices were so low. A simple buy low, sell high strategy. Unfortunately, our smart thesis was dead wrong. Prices declined for 7 straight years. Man, did we look stupid. Rather than succumb, though, we changed our business model and found a strategy that wasn't really dependent upon commodity prices. In hindsight, we didn't oppose the forces, we used them. And in so doing, we built a business based upon what we could understand, and that was people. Our secret was that we understood the essence of an investment bet, a bet on the people involved. Since we don't know how to operate an oil and gas well, our job as investors became simply to identify and serve the entrepreneurs who could. We backed great managers, aligned our interests, and supported their leadership and got out of their way. They were doing the hard work. And by making a pretty good living in an industry I knew nothing about. Talk about uncomfortable. I can't read a seismic line to save my life. I can't read a well log, and you don't want me anywhere near the wellhead. But this perpetual state of discomfort pushed me to rely on my instincts around backing great people. My currency was integrity, fairness, honesty, and reputation. Given the violent industry cycles, we had to survive a few near-death experiences, which we did with tenacity, wit, and some creativity, and became one of the largest and more successful investment firms. And along the way, I learned 3 very simple lessons about investing. First is simple. Be the kind of person that would make others proud if they could see you when they aren't in the room. Reputations are everything. Number 2, stay very far from the foul line. If you just rely on what is legal to guide, there's too much gray area in life, and that will be impossible. Have a moral compass, and don't be afraid to use it. And third, every relationship matters. If you treat every interaction, whether it's an email, a phone call, or even just a voice message, as one of a series of interactions, you'll take it much more seriously and invest a little more time. I wasn't afraid to ask the questions, and I wasn't afraid to try new things. And along the way, discomfort was simply replaced by uncertainty. When the industry cycled down, we didn't quit, and we stayed there until the strategy paid off. And then I discovered a new sensation, the great feeling that comes from service. I always felt fortunate to be in a community that emphasized service so often. In addition, just walking the halls here at SMU and seeing the names on the walls and buildings evokes a feeling that others who have passed through here have helped pave the way for us. I have felt this all over town, and I wanted to find ways to pay it forward. And along the way, I became quite active in the community. And then, something strange happened. With my son and daughter no longer at home to tell me my ideas were stupid, another chapter in my life opened up. It's amazing how smart I got once my kids went away to college. Back in the 80s and early 90s, I enjoyed talking baseball and the West Texas oil deals with the son of the 41st president when he moved to Dallas and became co-owner of the Texas Rangers. We had a lot to talk about back then. When he returned to town after his political career, I was happy to support the Bush Center here on the SMU campus, and I had no idea where it would lead. In 2016, after the prior CEO left to undertake a new endeavor, I got a call from that certain former president who asked that I consider serving. Happily and a bit uncomfortable, I agreed. And now around these principles of economic and political freedom, less government dependency, and a strong and compassionate country at home and abroad, we execute the strategy of developing leaders, advancing policy, and taking action to solve today's pressing challenges. I get to support the agenda of a former US president who served in very consequential times. However, I didn't have any background in his agenda. I wasn't in his administration, and I had never worked for a nonprofit. Of course, as an investor, I had some famously unprofitable transactions, but that's for a different speech. This time, the not-for-profit was by design. This was going to be different, but I had some confidence that I could do it, and the discomfort didn't bother me. In fact, I actually enjoy it. And now I'm able to hear firsthand what principled leadership is all about, and to see a leader who dealt with transformational discomfort. There are social ills in society for which we have biases and reactions and explanations and justifications, but do we have the empathy for the opposing views that a real leader needs to understand? For cohorts of which we are members, we are more forgiving and understanding than we are for communities to which we don't belong. As George W. Bush said in July of 2016 at the Dallas Memorial for the Slain Officers, too often we judge other groups by their worst examples while judging ourselves by our best intentions. Leaders must actually embrace this discomfort and lean hard against that slant while still standing true to what guides them. Real leadership involves increasing exposure to transformational discomfort and embracing its related challenges, being open to ideas that actually makes us uncomfortable and then taking action. That's how conventional wisdom will change. Think of the scientific, technological, and social achievements that have evolved simply by challenging the way things were. And leaders evolve and push against that comfort. The challenge today, however, is that leadership has to become more intentional. Leadership starts small. It is 24/7, 365. It takes no time off. In a world of perpetual posts, individuals have a voice that can be loud. Phonies get exposed very quickly, and naysayers always get in their 2 cents. At the same time, small actions can go viral. Whether it's at a lunch table, the sidewalk, or an online conversation, it all matters. Real leaders don't take a break from the principles they believe in. And you all have been fortunate to have had the unique experience to watch a real leader in action, Gerald Turner. And being a university president can be a thankless job. But he leads with a masterful blend of wisdom, insight, compassion, and humor. His principled leadership is on display here 24/7, 365. It is a real treat, and SMU is fortunate to have a leader like Dr. Turner. Thank you, Gerald, for your example. And great leaders are skilled at dealing with discomfort, adapting to challenges, and if in need be, correcting course. While strategy and tactics can change, consistent principles serve us well as we practice our skills of resilience and renewal. In thinking about how discomfort actually is, don't just take my word for it. Check the authority on everything, Google. Larry Page, one of the co-founders of Google, was asked for a summary on how to change the world, to which he said, always work hard on something uncomfortably exciting. And now, in my spare time as an investor, I opened my mind to something new, a new industry, that of esports. I had no idea. When I was a kid, having graduated from Pong, I liked Space Invaders, Pac-Man, and asteroids, with a little Galaxian mixed in. Now I learned from people half my age about games today and was impressed with the skill and concentration and the sheer size of the electronic gaming industry. Who knew that an investment fossil like me could get sucked in? I have a real appreciation for the Guildhall graduates today. I have no idea how to play, nor did I even speak the vocabulary. In it, I am uncomfortably excited and have joined the other 380 million people worldwide who play or watch esports. I now am conversant with new terminology like PogChamp, Kappa, or dissing a noob. So as graduates today, you have a gift of having earned this degree from SMU, and it will help you navigate that discomfort, knowing when it's okay to minimize, when to respect, and when to embrace it. And remember, if at first you don't succeed, then skydiving probably isn't for you. Let the fog of the future excite you, tweet that, and live viral. Congratulations and thank you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hirsch, for that very thoughtful, insightful, and timely speech, and I'm sure that your mother, Dr. Hirsch, your wife, Julie, and your daughter are very proud of you for that, so thank you for that. We will now hear a special music selection, SMU Forever, performed by today's vocalist, Professor Cliff Forbes.
SMU, you will always be in my heart forever. Who's to say where my life may go? But deep inside, I know I will feel the trees blanket over me, strolling back in time down the boulevard. I will taste the spring when azaleas sing, how these memories bring joy inside my heart. SMU, you will always be in my heart forever.
Thank you so much, Professor Forbes. Now, in just a few minutes, we will begin celebrating the graduation of our December candidates. So that each graduate can be properly recognized and in consideration of the guests, we ask that you celebrate, but be reasonable. Be reasonable in the duration of your cheering, okay? Please do not use air horns or other loud noise making, but otherwise, let's celebrate. A professional photographer has been commissioned to take all the candidates' photographs. The doctoral degrees will now be conferred. The candidates for the doctoral degrees in Dedman College and the Bobby B. Lyle School of Engineering will now be presented.
Will the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Dedman College please rise and remain standing? President Turner, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy. They have completed all the requirements for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, and upon recommendation of the graduate faculty of Dedman College, are presented to you for the conferring of that degree.
Will the candidates for the degrees Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Engineering in the Bobby B. Lyle School of Engineering please rise and remain standing? President Turner, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degrees Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Engineering. They have completed all requirements for these degrees, and upon the recommendation of the graduate faculty of the Bobby B. Lyle School of Engineering, are presented to you for the conferring of these degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Southern Methodist University, and upon the recommendation of the appropriate faculty, I now bestow upon you the appropriate doctoral degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, and will you please follow the marshal forward.
The doctoral degree candidates are led to the platform to receive their hoods and diplomas by their faculty marshal, Professor David Sedman. They will be hooded by their deans, who will be assisted by the Dean of Graduate Studies, Jim Quick, and platform marshal, Professor Joseph Kabilka. The graduates will be announced by the marshal lector, Professor Thomas Tunks.
Michael John Avalasit, DC, PhD. Jessica Jean Jutley, PhD. Yu Lan, PhD. Shui Li, PhD. David Charles McLeod, PhD. Olena Adnakos, PhD. Jean Margaret Sexton, PhD. Megan Mary Waddle, PhD. Biao Wang, PhD. Shandong Zhao, PhD. This concludes the Dedman College doctoral candidates. We will now hood the Bobby B. Lyle School of Engineering doctoral candidates. Lee Ai, PhD. Nafish Afaklian, PhD. Jafar Gorbanian, PhD. David Kibo Hungnenau, PhD. Giti Karmai Mirazizi, PhD. Jianing Li, PhD. Ting Li, PhD. Chachai Wangwinatana, PhD. Guang Yang, PhD. Zhao Zhang, PhD. This concludes the Lyle School of Engineering doctoral candidates.
The candidates for the professional and master's degrees in the Perkins School of Theology and the Dedman School of Law will now be presented.
Will the candidates from Perkins School of Theology for the degrees Master of Divinity, Master of Theological Studies, Master of Church Ministries, Master of Sacred Music, Master of Arts in Ministry, and Doctor of Ministry, please rise and remain standing. President Turner, I have the honor to present to you these candidates from Perkins School of Theology. They have completed all requirements for their degrees and upon recommendation of the faculty of the Perkins School of Theology are presented to you for the conferring of their degrees.
Will the candidates from the Dedman School of Law for the degree Doctor of the Science of Law, Master of Laws, and Juris Doctor please rise and remain standing?
Sarah Ann Marcellus Luganbill. Ching Fung Benjamin C. This concludes the candidates from the Perkins School of Theology. We will now hood the candidates from Dedman Law School. Raquel Aguirre. Malak Al-Abdul Salam. Mohammed Al-Mutairi. Rawa Muteb A. Alanasi. Anna Maria Ardeline. Abdulaziz Ahmed Altumairi. Abdul Rahman Saleh Isiri. Christopher A. Bonham. Lutke. Klaus Bernhard Lutke Lengerich. Patrick J. Luthen. Augusto Cesar Macena Gomez. Hamideh Mirza Hosseini. Alind Muslim Mohammed. Tamir Morgan. Shariar Navei. Monique Ndaya Mutombo. Winifred Wokolo. Chisoba Eugene Ndukwe. Van Edward Parham III. Yu Pei. Jared Lee Salinas. Catherine Marie Hart Sneed. Mickey Allen Sirquin. This concludes the candidates from the Dedman School of Law.
Now the candidates for several master's degrees in Dedman College, Meadows School of the Arts, the Cox School of Business, the Lyle School of Engineering, the Annette Caldwell Simmons School of Education and Human Development, and the Interdisciplinary Program in Research and Graduate Studies will now be presented by the deans of the schools or program in which their degrees have been earned.
Will the candidates from Dedman College of Humanities and Sciences for the degrees Master of Arts, Master of Science, and Master of Science in Applied Economics and Predictive Analytics please rise and remain standing? President Turner, I have the honor to present to you these candidates from Dedman College of Humanities and Sciences. They have completed all requirements for their respective degrees, and upon recommendation of the graduate faculty of Dedman College of Humanities and Sciences, are presented to you for the conferring of these degrees.
Will the candidates from the Meadows School of the Arts for the degrees Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Music, Master of Management in International Arts Management, and Performer's Diploma please rise and remain standing? President Turner, I have the honor to present to you these candidates from the Meadows School of the Arts. They have completed all requirements for their respective degrees, and upon recommendation of the graduate faculty of the Meadows School of the Arts, are presented to you for the conferring of these degrees.
Will the candidates of the Edwin L. Cox School of Business for the degrees of Masters of Business Administration, Masters of Science in Accounting, Masters of Science in Management, Masters of Science in Entrepreneurship, Masters of Science in Finance, and Masters of Science in Business Analytics please rise and remain standing? President Turner, I have the honor to present to you these candidates from the Edwin L. Cox School of Business. They have completed all requirements for their respective degrees, and upon recommendation of the graduate faculty of the Edwin L. Cox School of Business are presented to you for the conferring of these degrees.
Will the candidates from the Bobby B. Lyle School of Engineering for the degrees Master of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Science in Civil Engineering, Master of Science in Computer Engineering, Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, Master of Science in Engineering Management, Master of Science in Environmental Engineering, Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Master of Science in Environmental Science, and Master of Science in Information Engineering and Management please rise and remain standing? President Turner, I have the honor to present to you these candidates from the Bobby B. Lyle School of Engineering. They have completed all the requirements for their respective degrees, and upon recommendation of the graduate faculty of the Bobby B. Lyle School of Engineering, are presented to you for the conferring of these degrees.
Will the candidates from Annette Caldwell Simmons School of Education and Human Development for the degrees Master of Education, Master of Liberal Studies, Master of Bilingual Education, Master of Arts in Dispute Resolution, Master of Science in Counseling, Master of Science in Sport Management, and Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies. Please rise and remain standing. President Turner, I have the honor to present to you these candidates from Annette Caldwell Simmons School of Education and Human Development. They have completed all requirements for their respective degrees, and upon recommendation of the graduate faculty of the Annette Caldwell Simmons School of Education and Human Development, are presented to you for the conferring of these degrees.
Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Data Science please rise and remain standing? President Turner, I have the honor to present to you these candidates. They have completed all requirements for their degree, and upon recommendation of the interdisciplinary graduate faculty of the Master of Science in Data Science degree program, are presented to you for the conferring of their degree.
Thank you. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Southern Methodist University, and upon the recommendation of the appropriate graduate faculty, I now bestow upon you the appropriate master's degree, certificate, or diploma with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, and please come forward.
We will now greet the candidates for master's degrees in Dedman College of Humanities and Sciences. David Cameron Akrami. Yaming Lee. Alexandra Tolar. Wei Wang. That concludes the candidates for master's degrees in Dedman College. We will now greet the candidates for master's and performer's diploma in the Meadows School of the Arts. Jessica Lee Grant. Christian John Holzer. Leah Nicole Johnson. Scott Nicholas Martin. Langline Emgachachi. Matthew Jordan Nakagawa. This concludes the candidates for master's and performer's diploma in the Meadows School of the Arts. We will now greet the master's candidates from Edwin L. Cox School of Business. Salman Aghan. John Bond. Michael Scott Balderman. Jeremy James Berger. Travis Clay Betts. Christopher Miles Kate. Nicholas Brendan Kate. Swaroop Chakravarti. Jennifer Chen. James Harrison Cooley III. Richard Lee Dalrymple. Fatima Ibrahim. Pierce Arthur Edwards. Ximena Fernandez Garcia. Kenneth Dare Frick. Eugene Benjamin Germany. Trent Stephen Golston. Robert James Hodges. Karina Imelda Jaime. Fazia Khan. Kevin David Neer. Ryder Naus. Joseph J. Milazzo. Brian Spencer Ladwig. Brian Thomas Miller. Nathan Patrick Miller. Scott Bernard Miller. Bradley Napper. Arsalan Sayed Nadim. Clint Newman. Natalie Jean Pierce. Clark William Rosener. Lila Rother. Alexander Michael Swartz. Mukesh Segal. Robert Leland Shaw. Paul Thomas Street. Benjamin Brian Walker. Kendall Ware. Taylor Nicole Wences. Rebecca Simone Wood. Tyler Lauren Yell. This concludes the Cox Masters candidates. We will now greet the Bobby B. Lyle School of Engineering Masters candidates. Zaid Maya Mezer Al-Obaidi. Fad Saud Al-Dosari. Syed M. Amar. Mitha Habib M. Al-Shamari. Reem Asogay. Dennis Eleso Bagaina. Alpha Bansal. Margaret Leanne Vargas. Caroline Meredith Batten. Thomas Brown. Eliao Ben David. Sampath Kumar Cherukuri. Obid Aminadeb Contreras. Tehashri Mohan Devale. Navid Danani. Edward Andrew Drago. Yutong Ji. Mark Garrett Goulsby. Luis Alberto Grados. Rodrigo Alonso Granobles Fonesca. Caroline Elizabeth Gurley. Leila Haji Dedik. Jing Heng. Allison Henry. Jorge Alejandro Hernandez Martinez. Dongking Huang. Sai Jiang. Xu Jiang. Zhengqi Jiang. Huantao Jin. Molay Kumar Kar. Manasa Katakam. Courtney Jacqueline Kent. Nabil Ahmed Khan. John Vivek Lam. Min Tian Lee. Shashank Ashok Lele. Hillary Elizabeth Lester. Raul Humberto Lesama. Gaole Li. She Lu. Ariel Hilkim Lunsford. Vignesh Rajan Mahendran. Arturo Manrique Gonzalez. Pedro Navarrete Martinez. Nathaniel C. McAllister. Jeris Ganim Mashni. Joseph Minardi. Marcus Daniel Molnar. Sujan Mulepati. Harish Nandakumar. Arthur William Knoll. Tochi Okoro. Oyeladun Funmilayo Oyedepo. Mandar Subhash Padate. Kiaochu Kin. Armando Rodriguez del Muro. Rosa Cecilia Rodriguez Garcia. Melva Segura Vela. Ikram Saeed. Jason Bradley Smith. Toby Frizzell Smith. Bridget Marianne Subirai. Shraddha Suresh Shinde. Sujay Singh. Kok Hao So. Rashni Suryanarayana. Fatudshedo Sabani. Lloyd Farai Tambauga. Umang Ketan Tanki. Micah A. Thornton. Audrey Tsediakov. Rebecca Lynn Tudor. Armando Urrutia. Jacob Duane Vavra. Pio Vera Putz. Jen Wan. Songyu Wang. Jikiao Wang. Rizwan Zhang. That concludes the Lyle Masters candidates. We will now greet the Annette Caldwell Simmons School of Education and Human Development's Master's and Certificate candidates. Kofi Kwakumensa Oklu. Brenda Sharpless. Ivan Aguilar. Natasha Alexander. Elizabeth Ann Attell. Veronica Alice Bangs. Bryce Madison M. Beecham. Meguna Bellary. Melissa Brooke Berger. Michael Foster Karp. Ryan Nicholas Cole. Stephanie Lachey Coleman. Taylor Ray Cox. Concepcion Moncada Cummings. Shelby Brenna Cummings. Matthew Daniel Dubis. Monica Andrea Elvire. Tiffany Ann Fettinger. Alejandra Garcia. Sonia L. Garcia. Melissa Lynn Graham. Lauren Nicole Hale. Hamilton Ebony. Ebony Hamilton. Alexis Hash. Jennifer Renee Hernandez. Stephanie Beatriz Hernandez. Corey Marie Hill. Misty Irby. Mabry Griffith Jackson. Brenda Dawn Keaton. Esther G. Kim. Cherie Lavette Kimbrough. Pablo Antonio Lara Carrillo. Jason Daniel Levine. Shay LaRocco. Nivedita Iqbal Maredia. Victoria Gabrielle Moore. Nader? Emily Nader. Jason M. Owens. Fenui Enditpa Elian. Christopher Perry. Mary Margaret Rangel. Rachel Lee Reynolds. Adria Macaulay Richmond. Eric Jose Rodriguez. Andre Curtis Ross. Abigail Jones Roofer. Hillary Erica Russell. Shadia Salem. Jessica Page Sanders. Nirav H. Shah. Carlos Silva. Julie Eder Simpson. Eliza Shelby Smith. Sailor Nicole Striffler. Sarah Catherine Tipton. Tamara Levon Tyler. Ashley Anna Wells. Kirsten Woods. Sarah Zangani. Jade Allison Zinser. This concludes the Simmons Master's and Certificate candidates. We will now greet the candidates for Master of Science in Data Science. Nebu Abebe. Russell Scott Anderwald. Ben Edward Brock, Jr. Jason Clark. Karen Roberts Clark. Alex Clayton Deschewitz. Thomas Elkins. Solomon Gillis. Gillis. Eob Tafese. Sanjay Jagarlamudi. Austin James Kelly. Bill Kerneckel. Manjula Buddhapriya Kotegoda. Rajiv Kumar. Randall Lee Lisbona. Rosa Elena Lorenzana. Mike Martos Estrada. Dr. Lisa A. Mendez. Araya Abadi Mesa. Alexander Joel Molinar, Sr. Tiffany Anise Mulkey. Michael Smith. Ravindra Srinivas. Celia Jane Taylor. Daniel Paul Vance. Lindsay McGinley Vitovsky. Jessica Wheeler. Christopher Woodard. Shazia Ali Zaman. This concludes the candidates for Master of Science in Data Science.
And now the candidates for several bachelor degrees in the undergraduate schools will now be presented by the deans of the schools in which the degrees have been earned.
Will the candidates from Dedman College of Humanities and Sciences for the degrees Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science please rise and remain standing? President Turner, I have the honor to present to you these candidates from Dedman College of Humanities and Sciences. They have completed all requirements for their respective degrees, and upon recommendation of the faculty of Dedman College of Humanities and Sciences, are presented to you for the conferring of these degrees.
Will the candidates from the Meadows School of the Arts for the degrees Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, and Bachelor of Music please rise and remain standing? President Turner, I have the honor to present to you these candidates from the Meadows School of the Arts. They have completed all requirements for their respective degrees, and upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Meadows School of the Arts, are presented to you for the conferring of these degrees.
Will the candidates from the Cox School of Business for degrees in Bachelor in Business Administration please rise and remain standing? President Turner, I have the honor to present to you these candidates from the Cox School of Business. They have completed all requirements for their degrees, and upon recommendations of the faculty of the Cox School of Business are presented to you for the conferring of these degrees.
Will the candidates from the Bobby B. Lyle School of Engineering for the degrees Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Environmental Engineering, and Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering please rise and remain standing? President Turner, I have the honor to present to you these candidates from the Bobby B. Lyle School of Engineering. They have completed all the requirements for their respective degree, and upon recommendation of the faculty of the Bobby B. Lyle School of Engineering are presented to you for the conferring of these degrees.
Will the candidates from Annette Caldwell Simmons School of Education and Human Development for the degree Bachelor of Science please rise and remain standing? President Turner, I have the honor to present to you these candidates from Simmons School of Education and Human Development. They have completed all requirements for their degrees, and upon recommendation of the faculty of the Annette Caldwell Simmons School of Education and Human Development, are presented to you for the conferring of these degrees.
Thank you.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Southern Methodist University, and upon the recommendation of the appropriate faculty, I now confer upon you the appropriate degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, and please follow your marshal.
Right there. We will now greet the candidates for baccalaureate degrees in the Dedman College of Humanities and Sciences. Nune Alexander. Mohammed Aldurrahman I. Al-Haji. Kurt David Anderson. Patrick Araj. George Stewart Austin. William O. Bartels. Feroz Fahad Basmer. William Christian Biedenharn. Abigail Amanda Buck. James Ernest Bunting. Cynthia Arden Carlton. Michael Alexander Bush. Reginald J. Carrington. Evan Glenn Caston. Feng Cheng. Jonathan Soon-Kyun Choi. Ashley Pendleton Clark. Michael Codd. James P. Cruz. Rachel Mokanya Daniel. Brian Ismael Diaz. Tanya Doblado Speck. Catherine Kipling Durham. Zanine Doozy. Austin Gifford Eckhout. Connor S. Egan. Marnay Erasmus. Mariela Estrada. Sydney Shaw Forbes. Michael Edward Fowler. Daniel Ames Getz. Alyssa Gladys. Mario Jorge Canica Gorgel. Grace L. Guthrie. Ruji Gu. Raul Gutierrez. Anne Catherine Hart. Anna Irene Horowitz. Petra Isuel Agabe Imonu Kohom. Jingzhen Hu. Daisy Jamaica. Nicole S. Johnson. Kale? Dean Kale. Laura Shalini Kovac. Saul Laborico. Peter Thomas Kikis. Mary Tipper Lacey, Taylor Ann Lattimore, Joe Marco Lesmana, Maximilian Carlos Langlois, Donzi Alexander Lilly, Konji Lee, Jiangcheng Li, Alexander Renee Maffei, Sophia Mansing, Biko Malachi McMillan, Alexander James Melvin, Michelle Annette Metzger, John Christian Meyer, John Franklin Miller IV, Sasha Balok Muhammad, Chloe L. Morris, William D. Mosley, Nicholas Natur, Tara Lynn Nicholas, Kristen Pepper Norwood, Daniel John O'Brien, Danya Ortiz, Yuki Pan, Lex Nickler Padrasa, Kendall Devon Perry, Rex Emmett Paul Prince, Chad Michael Persley, Nithin Patla Reddy, Adriana Cheyenne Reyes, Cindy Rivera, Sarah Sieda Rizvi, Paul Roman, Hector Patricio Sanchez, Jose Fernando Saucedo, Chase Schultz, Rachel Catherine Skinner, Tyson Dakota Skinner, Arkadis Slobodkins, Kaylee M. Smith, Rory Golden Smith, Younghee L. Somemoto, Ryan Anthony Stoker, Colleen Elizabeth Tautkus, Adriana Alina Tumak, Raymond Valencia, John Michael Worthen, Jordan Reed Weiss, Brenna Williams, Zachary Aaron Wolosoff, Brandon Yang, Zoli Yao, Abdul Rahman Jamal Yassin, Iki Yuan, Ifan Zhang, Kekiong Zhao. This concludes the candidates for baccalaureate degrees in Dedman College. We will now greet the Meadows School of the Arts baccalaureate candidates. Eskinder Girma Abede. Andrew Campbell Appleby. Courtney Michelle Baptiste. Isaac Aaron Bowe. Anna Carla Boteo. Mary Jessica Bullock. Aaron Christopher Bunnell. Paige Nicole Brown. John Camp. Sadie Olivia Donnelly. Elizabeth Ann Farrar. Nicole Yvonne Fletcher. Sarah Madison Fun. Sarah John Habas. Shannon Alexandra Hale. Ikra Hamid. Giryong Kim. Clara Ann McLean. Lauren Michelle Morgan. Sebastian Alexander Keitel. Olivia Ann McGeehan. Mackenzie Deanne May. Annalie Isabel Noel. Nicholas Joseph Petruccelli. Kenneth Faxai. Lisa Marie Salinas. Maria Guadalupe Santiago. Robert Joseph Santoski. Kimberly Michelle Strelke. Brianna Savon Taylor. Felisa Nicole Vidauri. Danae Michelle West. Margot Elizabeth Wynant. This concludes the Meadows baccalaureate candidates. We will now greet the Edwin L. Cox School of Business baccalaureate candidates. Jessica J. Abernathy. Grayson Henry Alberaski. Bawi An. Keisho Blake Awamoto. Riley Ann Barnes. Christina M. Barrera. Catherine Reed Blondo. Michael Alexander Carlisi. James Harry Chapman. Casey Allen Combs. Britton Michael Davis. Brian Scott Dean. Jessica Fairlith Douglas. Brian Rex Forsberg. Keaton Tyler Frazier. Ludivina Marlena Garcia. Andrés Timoteo González. Enrique González. Lauren Michelle Grayson. Byron K. Griffith. Coleman Tennyson Hands. Shu John Guo. Alexandra Schlumberger Henry. Sana Hussein, Saad Hassan, Kyle Austin Hinshaw, Wenichao Jin, Zhonghua Li, Carmen K. Leong, Juan Jose Luna, Rachel Ann McMains, Devin Reese O'Connor, Kelly Ann O'Halloran, Drew Allen Qualls, Astra Rakmatila Kaisi, Elise Claire Bredetsky, Ryan William Reese, Nicholas A. Schultz, Perry Sharma, Piao Piao Shen, Abid Alduraman Shivji, Kevin Paul Smith, Monica Daniela Ventura, Andrew Kyle Young, Chang Zhao. This concludes the Cox Baccalaureate candidates. We will now greet the Lyle School of Engineering Baccalaureate candidates. Rakan Khalid F. Al-Balawi. Whitney Joanne Babin. Keenan Shahim Harasi. Skylar Thomas Bork. Ziga Cherkovnik. Jose Luis de Labra Mendes. Samuel Lester Dempsey. Salio Chekao Diallo. Cameron Boyd Doan. Ashley Faye Flores. Alexis Nicole Forte. Russell Wade Hallmark. Christopher M. Hauser. Harvey Strintez Howe. Robert A. Harold. Mason Bonner Hintelkoffer. Robert Tyler Jones. Nicholas Paul Keller. Jonah William Kirby. Jackson Henry Kleinert. Neil Cameron Matson. Richard Clayton Olmsted. Ashley Ann Pancho. Robert Joseph Pulati. Nicholas Alexander Renard. Mark James Slack. Bryce Thomas Stevenson. Roscoe Charles Thompson. Kwokvan Tran. Jason Waller. Alexander John Ward. That concludes the candidates for baccalaureate degrees in the Lyle School of Engineering. We will now greet the candidates for baccalaureate degrees in the Annette Caldwell Simmons School of Education and Human Development. Layla Danielle Abraham. Mackenzie Michelle Adams. Brooke Elizabeth Bauman. Ursa Bezan Petrich. Rashad I. Burton. Samuel Benjamin Butler. Mauro Ruben Hichero. Grace Suzanne Gardiner. Jessica Jane Haynes. Alexis J. Kopp. Mary Frances Lena. Lavelle Demond Page. Brianna Ashley Peters. Cayenne Leah Hope Malachi Price. Cortland Jaleel Sutton. Jordan Patrick Wyatt. This concludes the candidates for baccalaureate degrees in Simmons School of Education and all degrees awarded today.
Would all of those receiving a baccalaureate degree today please stand? It's now appropriate to move your tassel from the right to the left, signifying you're finishing the work here and you've received your degree. Would all students please stand? All those graduating, please stand. Let's give them all a round of applause here. Thank you. Please be seated.
I would now like to introduce our next two speakers who will give the graduates brief greetings and congratulations. Professor Dana Oshowitz is the president-elect of the SMU Faculty Senate and associate professor of French. Following Professor Oshowitz, our newest alumni will be greeted by Mr. Doug Smeledge, class of 1977 and chair of the SMU Alumni Board and ex officio member of the SMU Board of Trustees. Professor Oshowitz.
Congratulations all. I'd like to get serious again for a minute. A quote, "All the evils that people cause in the name of desire or opinion or religious principle are rooted in ignorance," end quote. Maimonides, the medieval Sephardic philosopher who wrote these words, attributed all of the problems of the world to a lack of knowledge. This knowledge includes the knowledge of God, but also self-knowledge and empathy, an understanding of our own motivations and desires, and of those of the people who surround us. It is both the knowledge of those who are like us, who agree with us, who live the way that we do, and of those who are different from us, who disagree with us, who live differently than we do. Maimonides' worldview was shaped by his upbringing in the city of Cordoba, a flourishing center of thought and learning where Muslims, Christians, and Jews lived together. That peaceful coexistence ended as the Almohad dynasty and then the Kingdom of Castile successively sought to dominate Spain and to banish from it anyone whose views were different than their own. Like Maimonides, you have been shaped in a diverse community of learning and exchange. You have spent the past 4 years, or in some cases 5, immersing yourself in the accumulated knowledge of the world and in the collective experiences of SMU's multifaceted population. You have shared with and learned with your professors and your classmates. You have studied sciences, professions, cultures, languages, and you have spent time abroad, immersed in other ways of thinking and being. Maimonides had to flee Cordoba, traveling to Morocco, and finally to Egypt. He never stopped thinking, writing philosophical and religious works until his death. Like Maimonides, you are about to leave your intellectual community of origin. On behalf of the faculty who have had the sincere privilege to teach you, I'm crying because some of you are my students, and learn with you, I congratulate you on what you have accomplished. I hope that, like Maimonides, you take with you and transmit the knowledge and experiences you have gained here. Perhaps more importantly, I hope that you continue to learn as you travel, both from the world and those you encounter in it. As Maimonides wrote, the evils of the world are rooted in ignorance. I hope that as you fulfill your destiny as Mustangs, you continue to combat ignorance, to cultivate knowledge, and to change the world. Pony up.
Wow, is this not a great day or what? Seriously. Come on. As chair of the SMU Alumni Board, it is my honor and a privilege to be with you today and offer you sincere congratulations on this major achievement in your life. I represent over 120,000 SMU alums around the world. Each one of them, I know today, are thinking of you and are happy for you about your successes that you've achieved, and they will eagerly welcome you to our alum. In 1977, I graduated from SMU. I, as my classmates, we all had the same idea of achievements. We all needed help. We had to have our parents and families. We had to have our professors. We had to have our classmates, friends, and yes, we had to have a very strong alumni family. This kind of support from the SMU alumni family has been instrumental in making SMU one of the country's most outstanding colleges for higher learning. Wherever life takes you professionally, remember that support you acquired from those who always supported you and cared. Those that have received today, when you leave here, you're paving the way for the future Mustangs. You all are going to be world changers, and wherever you go, always remember this great alma mater. It is a privilege to welcome you in to the SMU alumni family. Go Mustangs!
Well, thank you, Professor Oshowitz and Mr. Smelich, for those heartfelt remarks. I will now call upon Dean Craig Hill to give the benediction. Following the benediction, the Imperial Brass will perform the strains of Varsity. During the past several years, you have participated in singing the words to the university hymn at numerous functions. Today, however, I invite the graduating class of 2017 and all members of our audience to reflect on special SMU memories, listening rather than singing. Now, because we dim the lights during varsity for the safety of all guests, please remain in your seats until the student recessional has concluded. Faculty and graduates will remain standing in place until their marshal dismisses them. And now I would like to ask the entire audience to rise for the benediction, followed by the university hymn. Dean Hill.
Graduates, you have been equipped to know, to reason, to speak, to write, to compose, and to compute. Not merely that you may pursue a career, but that you may find and follow a vocation, a calling, something greater to which you can give yourself and by means of which you will find your own best self. So, go from this place as one not merely equipped, but one called, one compelled, not only to acknowledge the good, but to pursue it. Not only to hope for justice, but to make it. Not only to wish for change, but to produce it. Not only to desire beauty, but to create it. Not only to yearn for peace, but to initiate it. Not only to long for connection, but to be first to love. And thereby, to make something lasting and great of the singular, precious, and irreplaceable opportunity that is your life. Amen.